Back here at home, a new report digs into issues with a program meant to help people with critical illnesses or who rely on electricity for medical equipment during power outages. Now, the Austin City Auditor says a complex application process may be preventing people from getting access to these resources. KXAN's Avery Travis covered this program during the winter storm in both 2021 and 2023. You're joining us now to really dig into what the auditor found in this report.
Yeah, Jen, we all understand the frustrations or maybe even the fear that comes when we talk about power outages. We all went through it. But for someone who relies on an oxygen machine or maybe other home medical equipment that needs that electricity, these outages can really be life-threatening. And that's the whole point of this program, right? Austin Energy's Medically Vulnerable Registry exists to help identify people who have those needs and then help them come up with things like an emergency backup plan so that they know what to do and what will happen if an outage happens at their house. They also get some priority restoration, so Austin Energy knows where these people live. A new audit released this week shows that the people who are on this registry are satisfied with the services they're getting. They say it's helping them in the way they expected it would. But the audit also noted that other people found the process to get on that list and also some of the checks required to stay on the list, they found confusing, inconvenient. One person even called them a headache. And the audit found that it may be preventing people from getting on the list. The big stat that jumped out, the auditor found 70% of applicants in 2022 and 2023 were denied, most often because of incomplete applications.
Okay, what's the trouble that some people are having? What is their biggest hurdle?
Let me give you a little background on what's required to get on the list because that's important for understanding what the hurdles are. So you have to meet certain criteria and a doctor, a physician, has to review it and sign off. Then, depending on your condition, once you get on the registry, you do have to be recertified every so often. For many people, that's as frequent as every 2 months to about every 12 months, and that's to stay on the registry. So Austin Energy and the contractor who kind of helps operate this program both reported to the auditor that the application itself can be confusing to customers. It's intertwining both the parts that a physician needs to fill out and the part that the customer needs to fill out. So that might be one issue that people could face. Other customers say they struggled with the frequency with which they have to get reevaluated and recertified, just how frequently, every 2 months, you might imagine. That could be a problem for some people. Then finally, most of this process is manual. It requires signatures, so some faxed materials or mailing in materials, and that of course just leaves room for mistakes according to the audit.
Yeah. Okay, so what is Austin Energy really saying about all of this?
It's a good question, Jen. Austin Energy says it in the report, and they echoed it to us today. They say that this audit really highlights problems that their customer care team has already identified and been working to fix. They've got a few changes that could go into effect as soon as June and rolling out throughout the rest of the year. Now, the auditors also identified some specific recommendations, and Austin Energy agreed with both of those. So we could start to see some changes in this process very, very soon. One of those being offering more of an online application to reduce some of the issues that come about with manual processing. Austin Energy told us in a statement today that it's important for them, though, to balance ease of enrollment for customers with the need to have that vetting process, to have a medical provider confirm eligibility. But they do say they are excited to make some of these changes to improve this really important program for all of their customers.
Okay, KXAN investigator Avery Travis, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jen.